Hello and welcome to Let's Play Project Zomboid. This is the first video in my Let's Play series. So Project Zomboid is an open world zombie apocalypse RPG with a focus on difficulty and realism. It has an absolutely giant map. Of course you can go anywhere on the map you want. There is no storyline, no missions, nothing like that. Your only goal is to survive in the zombie apocalypse as long as possible. The game takes place in the year 1993, which is kind of funny. And it's set in Kentucky, sort of in the north central part of the state, around Louisville and the countryside to the south of Louisville. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to create a new game. On this first screen, we select our difficulty. The three presets are Builder, Survivor, and Apocalypse. Apocalypse is the toughest of the defaults, so I'm going to be picking that one. And it's worth noting that you can seriously ramp up the difficulty in the custom sandbox if you so choose. So let's select Apocalypse and continue. So on this screen, we select our starting area of the map, where we spawn in. So there's only one map, but there are 4 starting towns, and you can pick which town to start in. The towns are sort of there's an easy start and a hard start, and then 2 intermediate ones. Rosewood, Kentucky is the easy start. It's like a small town with kind of a low zombie population. Next is Riverside, which is bigger and has more zombies, but still manageable. Second toughest is Muldrow. So this town is big and it has a high zombie population. Why can't I say the word population? Jeez. And then finally, West Point, which is insane. I historically have not survived in this spawn for very long. So to actually pick which spawn I'm going to pick, I have a 4-sided die from my D&D dice set. And I'm just going to roll the die here, and we'll go with what it gives us. So I just rolled a 2. So starting from the top, 1, 2, we're going to be starting in Riverside. Riverside is the second easiest start, so lucky me. Now let's continue to our character creation. So, in honor of the game taking place in the year 1993, and in honor of one of my favorite TV shows, I'm going to be playing as Fox Mulder of the X-Files. So, we got a list of occupations here. FBI Special Agent is not in the list, but I'm going to pick the closest thing to that, which is Police Officer. So we're playing as Special Agent Fox Mulder, the Police Officer / FBI Agent. Over here to the right, we see some of the stats that go with picking Police Officer as your occupation. You get skill boosts to aiming, fitness, nimble. Fitness and nimble are like combat skills. Weapon reloading, and strength. Strength basically affects your carrying capacity and your melee weapon strength. And then down at the very bottom right here, we have number of points to spend. So this is one of those games where you have to pick positive and negative attributes in order to have a score that's above 0. And since Police Officer gives us some good stats, we have to pick some negatives to offset it. Now, there are Zomboid players out there that really like to min-max this stuff, and there are definitely attributes that are better than others. But I'm going to pick some that I think fit Special Agent Fox Mulder, as I see it, being a fan of the show. So for his negative traits, I'm going to pick Conspicuous, because I don't feel like Mulder is very good at sneaking around. He kind of wears a FBI suit everywhere. He's pretty conspicuous. So we see picking Conspicuous raised our points to 0, and I actually can proceed now to the next screen, but I'm going to select a couple more. On the positive side, I'm going to give Mulder the Fast Reader trait, which in the game affects the amount of time it takes you to read skill books. Mulder's going to get that because he is extremely intelligent. I think in the show he has a medical degree or something, but he's basically a genius on the show, as is Dana Scully, by the way. So he gets Fast Reader. And then for his other positive trait, I'm going to give him... Where is it? Wakeful. So wakeful means that you don't have to sleep as much in the game. And I feel like this fits Mulder pretty well because in the show he's always in his office in the basement of the FBI building reading up on UFOs long into the night. So I think it fits. So now we're back down to -4, so we got to select one more negative trait to even it out. And I'm going to go with Hearty Appetite. Because I've definitely seen Mulder eat on the show. I think he likes cheeseburgers, as we all do. So we've got Conspicuous, Hearty Appetite, Fast Reader, and Wakeful. And he's a police officer with all those skills. Moving on to the next screen. So, if you've never seen Project Zomboid before, the game has primitive graphics. It looks like something that would be on the Nintendo 64. And the character model that you have is pretty basic. But you can customize different parts of the appearance. I actually have Mulder already loaded in here. So here's Special Agent Mulder. Kind of looks like him. There's no way to give him a suit to start with. So for roleplay reasons, we're going to have to get him a suit in the game somehow. But since he's a police officer, he's just wearing police clothes. But there's Agent Mulder. And for roleplay sort of reasons, I'm imagining that in late June of 1993, Agents Mulder and Scully get assigned to Kentucky for a very bizarre case involving cannibalism out in the countryside of Kentucky. As they discover more information, it seems like there are lots of people getting sick and people are starting to get bit. And there are even some unsubstantiated rumors of people reanimating from the dead after being bit. Kind of sounds like something that could be on an X-Files episode. As the situation has gotten worse, Scully has been recalled back to DC, but Mulder decides to stay in Kentucky to try to uncover the secret behind this strange series of cannibalism cases, which, as it turns out, it's going to be a lot worse than the two agents thought from the beginning. So let's get started. These are the end times. There was no hope of survival. This is how you died. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so welcome to Project Zomboid. So for roleplay sort of flavor explanations here, Mulder and Scully got to Kentucky in late June. Scully got evac'd back to DC just before the 4th of July. It is now July the 9th, and things have gotten quite bad in the town of Riverside. Mulder has been holed up in this house. Why is he in a house? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's what the FBI got him for housing on his assignment. But Mulder's been stuck inside for the past couple days. Lots of really strange things happening outside. Sirens, gunshots, screaming. Weird stuff happening on the TV, weird stuff happening on the radio. Phone lines are down. Mulder is starting to think that he is in some sort of zombie movie. So let's get to surviving here. So I've spawned in. This is my starting house. If I press M on the keyboard, it brings up a map. Now, obviously the entire map is not revealed from the beginning, but this shows what building you're in, and it constantly updates when you walk around. If I zoom out, or let's zoom in first. So that's me inside of this one building that I'm in. And if I zoom out, the scale of this game starts to become apparent. This map is just enormous. It's like staggering how big it is. But for now, here I am in my starting house. So basically, there are zombies everywhere. So we need to be on our guard. The reason I crouch down to start with is because zombies that are outside can see through the windows and spot you if you're standing up straight. So crouching down prevents them from seeing inside. Also, when you crouch, you sneak and you make less noise. So we're going to walk around and check and see what's in our starting house. Got a magazine and a VHS tape. Classic. Anytime I come across a window with a curtain, I'm going to right-click and close the curtains. That prevents me from seeing outside, and it prevents zombies from seeing inside. What we got here? Kind of basic kitchen supplies. Got some canned goods in that cabinet. What I would really like... Okay, that's good. That's a pen. I want that pen. So if you have a pen in your inventory, it lets you draw on the map. So I'm going to draw a symbol on this map. I always use this symbol in my games, but the down arrow means that's the house that I spawned in. Alternatively, I can just add a text note to the map. I could... Yeah, I'm going to do that. Spawn. Because later on we will forget what house we spawned in. And it's kind of cool to know your actual starting spot. Got a decent amount of food in this kitchen, which is good. Food is important in this game, but it's also extremely common because every single house that you go in will have food in it. So it's not exactly rare. The food will get spoiled though. Okay, so I looked in the dryer and I found a sheet. I'm gonna take the sheet and take it with me. The sheet can be used to cover windows that don't already have curtains. Got a little bedroom here. I'm gonna close those curtains. So now that bedroom is secure from zombies seeing inside. Close the curtain. By the way, your starting house 99.9% of the time will not have zombies in it. So I'm being a little less cautious walking around than I would otherwise. Oh, that's kind of funny. Suit pants. Mulder does need to wear a suit, but there's only pants, so I'm going to set them on the bed. No, that's not the bed. I'm going to set them on the bed and maybe come back for those suit pants later. Haven't found any weapons yet. Definitely would like a weapon. In the bathroom, I'm going to close the curtains. Found some adhesive bandages in this cabinet. These are pretty good first aid items. If you get injured, you can bandage yourself up and stop bleeding, so I'm going to take those. Let's look at these cabinets and stuff one more time. There's an acoustic guitar in the cabinet, and you can actually use the acoustic guitar as a weapon, which is pretty funny, but it'll break very easily. In the hall bathroom, I'm going to close the curtains. Found more adhesive bandages. Okay, garage. Let's see what's in the garage. Got a footlocker with 2 rakes. Those are useless. Nice. Alright, so I found some stuff here that I can use as weapons. We got the metal bar and the metal pipe. These are just like your crappy scrap metal bars. Looks like the metal bar does slightly more damage. So I'm going to use that one. Before I start though, probably should have done this earlier, but I want to look at my starting inventory. So it's got a clothing section. I'm obviously wearing socks, shoes, shirt, pants. I have a key ring. The key ring is used to store any keys, whether they be house keys or car keys or other keys. Luckily the keys don't have weight, so you can carry infinite keys. One useful thing in my inventory is the belt. So the belt allows you to carry one-handed things on your belt. And if we look at the bottom of the screen, it sort of is like a quick menu to get to them easily. So I have my right-handed belt spot and my left-handed belt spot. And I can store something useful there like my hammer or my screwdriver or whatever tool that I want to put on the belt. Now I'm not sure if the metal bar can go on the belt. No, the metal bar goes on the back. So you can strap one large thing to your back, one large weapon to your back. And the metal bar is too big to fit on the belt, so it goes on the back. The metal pipe I'm just going to leave there for now. What's in this other door? Oh, it's a store closet. Alright, so we got shoes, rope, leather jacket, fancy shoes. If you look at the stats for the leather jacket, it actually has some defense modifiers. So if I'm wearing the leather jacket, my torso and sleeves will be protected to a small degree against bites and scratches from the Zeds. That sounds pretty cool at first, but there are downsides to wearing the leather jacket. Namely, it costs weight, and you will get hot easily while wearing it. Remember, this is July in Kentucky, so it's actually quite hot, and if you get hot, you get tired more easily. So, all that being said, I'm going to choose to not wear the leather jacket. In this other shelf here, I've got boots. I am going to wear the boots. So they're like heavy, sort of combat-looking boots. The boots are a good item to have because they give your feet 100% protection from zombie damage. That's a pretty good deal, so I'm going to wear my boots. And the shoes that I was wearing before are still in my inventory, so I'm going to just place them on the floor. And they're going to sit there for the rest of time, probably. Okay, the front door does not have a curtain. Does it? Front door doesn't have a curtain, so I'm going to add that sheet that I picked up before, and now I can close the curtains, and now nobody can see through that front door. These two curtains I'm going to close. Oh, no, I just removed the curtain. Close the other curtain. Over here I've got this big honking screen door with no way to draw any curtains, so any zombies out there can see in and vice versa, so I gotta be careful about that. So notice the icons that have appeared on the right side. So we got a dinner fork and knife. This means that I am slightly hungry. By the way, these icons are called moodles. M-O-O-D-L-E-S. They indicate your mood or your status effects. If I'm hungry, I get less carrying capacity, so that's not good. So I need to eat something at some point. And obviously, eventually, if you get fully hungry, you can starve to death. The next one down is boredom. So I've been inside, kind of walking around this house. The boredom one will go away when I go outside and or fight zombies. And then this one here is thirsty. So I have to worry about staying hydrated in this game. To alleviate the thirsty, I'm going to go to the kitchen sink and drink. And that made the thirsty moodle completely disappear. Alright. The hungry one, yeah, I need to get rid of that one too. Actually, the hungry moodle just got worse. Now it has gone from peckish to hungry. So that has more of a status effect. I've got these canned goods, but I don't have a can opener. I have to get a can opener. In the fridge I have some fresh food here, so I'm going to go ahead and eat that. It's going to spoil otherwise if I don't eat it. I just ate a banana and it completely made my hunger disappear. So our house is pretty secure. Well, I mean, for the start of the game it's pretty secure because I have the curtains all drawn, but any zombie that wants to break through one of those windows easily can. And I just have a dwindling supply of food, and eventually the power and the water will go out. So, long story short, I need to go outside and start exploring to survive. If I walk up to the screen door, I can see... Notice how I can see most of the backyard, but there are lines of sight that I can't see beyond. So I have to be careful about that. There's a shed back there, and I can't quite see what's behind it. And then this whole area here is not visible. Should be able to just open it. Okay. Just opened the screen door and walked outside. Oh god. There's 3 zombies in my yard. Okay, well this is where the boys become men. I'm gonna quit my iron bar and deal with this Zed. There's another one. Now, I'm a beginning character at the beginning of the game, and I have to be extremely careful with fighting zombies, because I am weak, I make noise, and I will attract more. So I'm going to only kill the ones that I absolutely have to kill. So I got those 2. Let's see what's on their bodies. Alright, this one has a watch. Let's see if the other one has a better watch. Nope, it does not. So I'm going to take this zombie's watch. I'm going to wear it on my left wrist. And since it's a classic wristwatch, it only shows the time. It's 3:40 in the afternoon. If I get a digital watch from a different zombie, it'll show the date. And the game always starts on July the 9th, 1993. You can change that in the settings, but you know, you'll want to keep track of the dates as the game goes on. I'm going to be really careful here. No idea where that 3rd zombie went. If I hold right mouse and move to the edge of the screen, I can sort of scan the surroundings beyond the camera. So I just did that. I don't really see any zombies in the immediate area. Let's be careful behind this shed here. Okay, I don't see any zombies around. Let's see if I can get in this shed. In this game, whenever you open a door, you need to be really careful because there is often a zombie hiding behind the door out of sight somehow. So I'm just in the habit of having the weapon raised whenever I open a door. So I'm going to do that here. Oh, the door's locked anyway. Great. It is possible to break down doors in this game, but you need a sturdier weapon than what I have now to do that. Try to open this window. Okay, so the window made a a snap sound, which means that I broke the mechanism of the window trying to open it. So now I'm gonna have to break the window. This will cause noise, but I don't see any zombies around anyway, so I don't think it's a big deal. Always watch your 6 in this game. They can sneak up on you quite easily. So notice how the window frame has jagged glass still in it from when I've smashed it. I have to remember to right-click and remove the broken glass from the window frame. Otherwise, it will cut the shit out of me when I try to climb through. So I just climb through the window, and I'm in this shed. The shed's got a light switch. Okay, oh, that's a good find. On the shelf here, I found a box, actually 2 boxes of nails. So each box is 100 nails, and there's 2 boxes, so that's a good find. Now I have 200 nails to do various fortifying and construction type things. Alright, let's try to... Oh, there's that other third zombie. Oh, he heard me sneaking up. Whenever you hear that nasty squish, that means the zombie is dead. Actually dead. Dead for a second time. Okay. I'm in the front yard, and oh, there are two of them in the cul-de-sac and 2 in the neighbor's driveway. So I would not like to go that way. So I'm still in crouch / sneak mode, which is advised. Hold E to jump a fence. Now I'm in the neighbor's yard. Looks like there's a car in the neighbor's yard. It'd be cool if I could find the keys to this car, because having a vehicle in this game is pretty useful. Car's not locked. I just climbed inside of it. Fortunately, this game is not like Zombieland. You don't have to check the back seat when you get into a car. There's no game mechanic for zombies being in cars. They just never are in the car, luckily. So I just climbed into it, and even though I can't see it in the graphics, I am sitting inside the car. I know that because I can see the dashboard HUD down at the bottom of the screen. Let's unlock the trunk and check the seats of the car. Nothing in the seats. Let's check the glove box. Found another adhesive bandage. I'm going to take that. Got a CD and a map of West Point. So I'm not in West Point, so I'm going to leave that map there. Doesn't really serve a purpose for me right now. I do want to check this trunk though. Okay, screwdriver. That's a good item. I'm going to take the screwdriver. Duct tape and the lug wrench and the other items are not super useful right now. So it's 6:10 in the evening now. I'm going to try to loot this neighbor house for some stuff, and then get back to my own pad. The reason you don't stay out late at night in Zomboid is because usually your character will get tired around nightfall, and being tired majorly affects your combat stats. But remember, for Agent Mulder, I picked Wakeful as the trait, as one of his traits. So he actually needs a lot less sleep than other characters would. So I think because of that, I'm going to be out looting more than I otherwise would be. Back door's locked. Let's try to open this window. Nobody behind me, nobody in the bedroom. I'm gonna steal these curtains so that I can curtain up that sliding glass door in my own house. Some clothing in this wardrobe. Nothing useful there. Gotta be careful because there might be zombies in this house. Before I explore this house more, I'm just going to make sure that there are no zombies puttering around. Alright, this house is certified Z-free. Let's see what we got in this closet. Military boots. I'm already wearing boots, and I'm not sure if the military boots have different stats or not, but I'm gonna leave those there. Steal these curtains for my sliding glass door. Got a bathroom. I'm thirsty again, so I'm gonna drink from this bathroom sink. In the cabinet we have some vitamins. Vitamins in this game are not very useful. There's no system for being malnourished or anything like that. The vitamins only reduce your sleepiness. It's kind of funny. It's like they're B6 vitamins or something. But since I'm playing as Agent Mulder, I'm not going to have a lot of problems with sleep. Let's see what's in this bookcase. Oh, sweet. Yes. The car that's outside, I just found the car key for it. The car names in the game are fake, but that car model is a Masterson Horizon. You know, it's kind of like a Honda or something. So I'm going to grab this key, Masterson Horizon key, and put it on my key ring. Let's check out the kitchen. What we got in the kitchen? Sweet. I found a can opener. I'm going to take that can opener. Found a pretty decent selection of canned goods, too. Some of the canned goods suck, but some of them are pretty good. And the make or break is the calories. So chili, 260 calories. That's pretty good. I'm going to take that. Corn, 315 calories. I'm going to take that. Mushroom soup, 160. That doesn't make the cut. Pineapple, 250. Potato, 175. Doesn't make the cut. Tomato is only 90 calories. Tuna, 370. That makes the cut. And then we've got tomato paste. The tomato paste, you don't eat it directly, but you do add it to your cooking. So I'm going to take one of those tomato pastes. Found a second can opener. That's kind of funny. Alright. The frying pan can be used as an early game weapon, but I'm going to keep the metal bar as my main weapon. Alright, cool. Found some chocolate in this cabinet. Chocolate has high calories, and it also reduces your unhappiness. Some of the foods in the game have a negative happiness or a positive happiness if you eat them, and chocolate is one of the ones that makes you happy, so I'm going to take that chocolate. Flour is used in baking. I'm going to actually leave the flour for now. Same with the pancake mix. Moving on to the fridge. Every fridge in the game has a fridge part and a freezer part. In the freezer, I've got frozen chicken, frozen corn, and frozen sausage. So I'm going to take all of that frozen shit. And I'm going to head back to base. Just looted my first house. Make sure there's no zombies around, and I'm going to mark on my map that I looted the house. Draw an X on it. Make a note of this too. Over here we have the propane grill. I can take that propane tank off and use the propane to refill my torch when I start working on my metalworking skill. So remember that propane grill equals metalworking skill later. Looks like there's 2 zombos in the yard. Imagine how annoying this would be if they were fast zombies. I'm gonna deal with this first one. Squish, that means he's dead for real. And the other one is kind of just Being dumb. Okay. So what just happened is I leveled up a skill. I'll talk about the skill in a second. I'm going to take this zombie's black digital watch and wear it on my left wrist. And now we see on the... I just leveled up sneaking. Okay. Notice on the top right here, it now shows the temperature and the date, July the 9th. Game always starts on July the 9th. So I'm wearing that digital watch, and now the classic wristwatch is in my inventory. Oh shit. See, that's why you gotta keep a lookout, because they'll sneak up on you. The classic wristwatch is in my inventory for no reason, so I'm going to drop it on the ground. Actually, I'm not going to drop it on the ground because in this game, when you drop things on the ground, they stay there forever, and eventually it'll make the game slow. So I'm just going to... I'm going to put the wristwatch on the corpse of a zombie, and the zombie corpses despawn eventually. So anything that's on them will also despawn. So you can use that as kind of a silly way to get rid of trash that you don't want. Just put them on a zombie and it'll despawn. Alright, so I'm back in my pad here. I'm going to take those 2 sheets that I looted and add them to the sliding glass door. Okay, so now no zombie outside can see in here. And at this point, it's probably a good idea to turn the lights on if I can find the light switch. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Now we got a little bit of light. Can't remember if I mentioned it before, but in this game, the zombie apocalypse is getting worse and worse all around in Kentucky and the outside world, and eventually the power and the water will shut off. So I want to enjoy these lights while I still have them. Okay, this window, I didn't shut the curtains before. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna shut them now. Okay. Now let's store all that crap that I looted. This cabinet here is already full of canned goods, so I'm going to make this my canned good cabinet. We noticed that the capacity of the cabinet is 50, and each canned good is 0.8. So the cabinet can hold somewhere in the neighborhood of 60-ish cans, which is a fairly decent chunk of cans. So I'm going to store my cans in the cabinet. I like to keep my other dry, non-refrigerated food separate from the cans, so I'm going to put the chocolate in this other cabinet. The empty kettle I'm just going to put on the counter so that's not inside the cabinet. And then I'm going to take the chicken that I looted and put it in my freezer, as well as the packaged corn. Now the rule in Zomboid is you eat fresh food first at the beginning of the game because it's just going to rot if you don't. So I got my fresh ear of corn that was in the fridge, and I'm going to have sort of an apocalypse boy dinner of an ear of corn and a whole onion. Okay. So after eating the corn and the onion, my hunger is better, but still not great. Remember that frozen corn that I picked up before? It's now thawed, and it is just a bag of thawed corn, so I'm going to eat that to complete my Apocalypse Boy dinner. Alright, so now I have a green food moodle, which tells me that I'm well fed. And it is 11:10 in the evening, and I am still not even tired yet. So I'm going to go outside and do a little more exploring. The power is still on, so people's house lights are still on, so that means that visibility out here is okay. Oh, there's a zombie. Oh, no, no, don't you start. You don't want them to start beating on your windows because the windows will break. Okay, there's 3 of them in the cul-de-sac. I don't want to have to fight 3 at one time right now. Not a fan of that. Let's see if we can go next door and do a little bit of exploration. Looks like they got a sliding door kind of like me. Different layout though. Don't have a house alarm. Don't have a house alarm. Some of the houses in this game have house alarms, and it's real annoying when you trip a house alarm. That window is not coming open. Gotta be really careful here. Jam that window trying to open it. Alright, got that window open. There's no zombies immediately behind me. Oh gosh, I see a bunch of them in that yard, but they're far enough away that they're not going to see me most likely. Okay. Now inside the other house. Anything useful in the bedroom? Nope, nothing so far. Now, never forget that these houses can have zombies in them, and you have to be really careful walking around in these houses. Looks like a dead one there. Actually dead. Nothing in that bathroom. Kinda looks like this zombie drank himself to death. Can't say that I really blame him. I will take his red wine though. Red wine is there's red wine and white wine in the game, but the wine is a pretty decent source of calories, and it gives you happiness. Okay. Now, in this cabinet, I found some skill books. That reminds me, I need to talk about the skills in a minute. Little closet here, nothing useful. Oh wow, that's really dark. Turn on the light. Garage. Okay. Alright, we have an empty gas can. I'm gonna take that. there's a map of Riverside. So if I pick this up and read it, it's going to reveal the entire town of Riverside on the map. But I don't want to do that because I think it's more fun to explore and not exactly know where we're going necessarily. What we got on these shelves here? Light bulb and 3 metal bars. I'm actually going to snag one of those metal bars so I can have as a spare. Alright, carefully. Oh, it's a dark bedroom. I don't like that. Ooh. Okay. Laundry room. The empty bucket I'm going to take. There's another empty bucket. Alright, role-playing. I'm going to take this formal shirt so that we can assemble Agent Mulder's FBI suit. And then we got the kitchen. I'm going to take the saucepan. It's useful for cooking. We got some cans. The carrots and the peas I'm going to leave behind because they suck. In the fridge we have some fresh lemons and some margarine. Both of those are good items. And then frozen shit. We have ground beef, ice cream, packaged corn, and frozen peas. I'm going to take all of that. The thing that I want there right now, brown sugar and honey. Yes, please. Okay. I'm going to get back to my pad, store my stuff, go to sleep, and then conclude Day 1 of Agent Mulder's zombie survival. It's 2 in the morning right now in the game, and normally your character would be absolutely exhausted, which has a ton of bad stats associated with it. But since Mulder is kind of a night owl / able to stay up, it's not going to affect him. I'm going to store the frozen stuff in my freezer. Fresh lemons go in the fridge compartment. I'm also going to put the margarine in the... oh, that's not wrong with that. Margarine I'm going to put in the fridge compartment. Stash my cans. Non-refrigerated food here. We got honey and the brown sugar gets stashed. I'm going to stash this sausage in the freezer. Red wine goes in the fridge. I don't know if that's a faux pas or not to have cold red wine, but Mulder likes his red wine cold. The hunger I'm just going to wait till the morning to deal with. Shouldn't there be a light switch out here? Okay, 2:40 a.m. On the late night of the first day. I'm going to right click on the bed and go to sleep. Mulder's going to sleep from 2:40 to 5:50 a.m. and he wakes completely refreshed. So with that concludes Day 1 of Let's Play Project Zomboid. Peace.